politics. But what I came to talk to you about, the blessings that God can offer you.
Amen.
I came to talk to you about how God can turn your sad day into a good day.
All right.
God can turn your sad day into a good day.
Amen.
And let's begin reading by verse 20. He says, then Martha, as soon as she heard that Jesus was coming, went and met him, but Mary sat still in the house.
Yeah.
Now, we're talking about Martha and her sister Mary. And the Mary that we're talking about is Mary Magdalene. If you go back to the verse 1 of that same chapter, it talks about the Mary that anointed Jesus' feet with her hair. She wiped his feet with her hair and her tears. And it says in verse 21, then said Martha unto Jesus, Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died. So we see here that Martha knew who Jesus was. She knew evidently that Jesus was capable of raising the dead. Because he said right here, plain as day, if you had been here, my brother had not died. She knew what kind of power Jesus had.
Yes.
And as we continue reading, we're going to find out what type of power Jesus has. And it says in verse 22, but I know that even now, whatsoever thou would ask of God, God will give it thee.
Yes.
So we see here that she told Jesus that I know that if you ask your Father that anything, he will give it to you because you are the Son of God.
Yes.
In verse 23, Jesus said unto her, thy brother shall rise again. So Jesus, he already knew that her brother, who was Lazarus, was already dead. But Jesus said to her, he's going to rise again.
Right.
In verse 24, it says, Martha said unto him, I know that he shall rise again in the resurrection at the last day. So let's stop right there. Why would she say the resurrection in the last day? Well, she said that because the Bible teaches us in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16 through 17, that the dead in Christ shall rise first, and those that are left shall be scooped up, raptured up, and meet the Lord in the airways. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16 through 17. So she's basically stating that the fact that the dead in Christ will rise. But let's continue reading because we're getting somewhere, saints. Pay attention to what I'm about to get into. It says, Jesus said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live.
Right.
And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. Believest thou this? So what does John 14:6 state? John 14:6 said, Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and life. No one comes to the Father except through me. And then we go back to John 3:16, where he said, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life.
Yes.
So Jesus right here is basically stating back some facts that he's saying, I am the resurrection. I am the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, shall live. How many of y'all know that if you are dead, and once you have come in Christ, you are a new creation, and you shall live. You shall have everlasting life.
Yeah.
You shall not be walking around dead. You shall be walking around with life. How many of y'all know those that are without Christ are walking around dead as we speak?
Yeah.
If you are without Christ, if you have no relationship with the Son of God, Jesus Christ, you are dead.
Yeah.
You are walking around dead. You have no life in you.
Right.
Everything about you is evil. Everything about you is without God.
Yeah.
How many of us want to be found faithful to God? How many of us want to be found in heaven with Jesus?
Yes, Lord.
Amen.
But we got to walk around keeping him in our hearts, knowing that he is a resurrection. He is the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, shall live.
Yes.
And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. Believest thou this? How many of y'all know that God will turn a sad day into a good day?
Amen. All right.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Holy Ghost. Many of us have forgotten when we first got saved. Many of us have forgotten the issues that we were dealing with. the circumstances that was among us. Many of us have forgotten the addictions that God delivered us out of. Many of us have forgotten what God has done for us. Yes. We got to sit back and look back on our life and look back at what the Lord has done for us. I'm satisfied with Jesus, what the song said. The Lord has done so much for you, so you got to be so satisfied with Jesus. You got to know that because you have believed in him, you have everlasting life. Because you believe in him, you shall not die.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord. Verse 27, it says, she said to him, yea, Lord, I believe that thou art the Christ, the Son of God, which should come into the world. So Martha is here still speaking, telling Jesus, I know that you are the Son of God. In verse 28, and when she had so said, she went her way and called Mary, her sister, secretly, saying, the master is come, and he calleth for thee. So we see here in verse 28 that she called her sister Mary to her side in secret. That means that it must have been some people around her at the time. You know, evidently her brother just died, so it was people. How many of y'all know when a family member died in your family, you have so many people around the neighborhood come and comfort you during that time? That's if you have friends out there in the community. But we see here that Martha pulled Mary to her side secretly and said, the master is come. She called Jesus the master. In other words, the teacher is here. And it says, verse 29, this right here is critical. As soon as she heard that, she arose quickly and came unto him. So we see here that Mary, as soon as she heard Jesus was coming, she rose up real quickly. Oh, I got to go meet Jesus. I got to go see this man. Why would she do that? When earlier in the text, in verse 20, she stood still. When Martha went out to meet him, she stood still. But now, right here, she rose quickly. She rose quickly. Hallelujah. Thank you, Holy Ghost.
Amen.
We got to understand why she rose quickly, my brothers and sisters in Christ. If you go to Luke chapter 7, verses, verse 36 through 50, it talks about the time when Mary Magdalene got her sins forgiven from Jesus. Verse 8 talks about, chapter 8, it talks about how 7 spirits, 7 devils were cast out of her. We got to understand, my brothers and sisters. Mary Magdalene had experienced the move of God. She had experienced God delivering her from the devil. She had experienced some things that Lord Jesus was capable of doing. Jesus Christ had turned her sad day into a good day. At the time when she was weeping and she began to wash his feet with her tears, Jesus Christ came and Jesus Christ spoke to her as she was doing that, because there was some critics around at the time. Some people criticized him, and Jesus forgave her sins.
Amen.
He healed her of the evil spirits that were tormenting her.
Yes.
So she knew what Jesus Christ, the Messiah, the Prince of Peace, the King of Kings, was capable of.
Yes.
So that's why she rose up quickly. That's why she rose up quickly when she heard Jesus was coming. How many of us going to rise up quickly when we hear the voice of the Lord calling us?
Yeah.
How many of us know that when God calls you, you got to be moved by him. You got to be moved by his voice. First off, you got to know his voice. And once you have know the Lord's voice, you will know the difference between his voice and the devil. Many of us decided to move whenever the devil tells us to move, and we have become out of the will of God. But when we begin to move when God has told us to move, we have to come into the will of God. I'm telling you, my brothers and sisters, Mary, she rose up quickly because she had experienced a move of God. God had turned her sad day into a good day. But now she's about to witness another sad day turning into a good day. Well, let's go down to the text, saints, because we're getting somewhere. Verse 30. Now Jesus was not yet coming to the town, but was in that place where Martha met him. The Jews then, which were with her in the house, and comforted her, when they saw Mary, that she rose up hastily and went out, followed her, saying, she goeth unto the grave to weep there. Well, let's stop right there. So these Jews that were with her, comforting her in the home,
Yeah.
They saw how quickly she rose up. So they were thinking, she must be going to the grave where her brother is at, and to weep, and to moan a little bit more.
Right.
But we see that this wasn't the case. She rose up because she knew that Jesus Christ was there. She knew that Jesus Christ was going to do a miracle. She believed in her heart that, Jesus Christ was capable of something. So she rose up, believing. So in verse 32 it says, then when Mary was come where Jesus was and saw him, she fell at his feet, saying unto him, Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died.
Yes, yes.
She told Jesus, if you had been here, my brother had not died. She told him that out of sadness. She was sad in her spirit. She was weeping. She was weeping over her brother's death. But she also knew that Jesus was capable of anything. In verse 33, when Jesus therefore saw her weeping, and the Jews also weeping, which came with her, he groaned in the spirit and was troubled. And said, where have ye laid him? They said unto him, Lord, come and see. Jesus wept. Then said the Jews, behold how he loved him. So we see here that Jesus started groaning in the spirit. What does groaning mean? It means it's a sound of pain.
Yes.
Jesus had a sound of pain in his spirit because of the things that he was seeing at that appointed time. He saw Mary, how sad she was, how weeping she was, how she really loved her brother. And so that troubled his spirit. How many of y'all know if you really are concerned about other people, if you really have a love for other people, that when they are hurting, you will hurt too?
Right.
Like a mother that really loves her child, that really loves her son or her daughter. Whenever that child is sick, the mother will also be sick. Whenever that child is going through, the mother would also be going through if they really loved them.
Yes, yes.
How many of y'all know that? If you really love your spouse, then you will be grown in the spirit when they are troubling in their spirit.
Right.
You will be troubling in yours because you are connected as one, according to the Bible.
Right.
When you are the man and the woman, when they come together, they are one.
Right.
Brother and sister, fathers, sons. So we see here that Jesus began to weep. He began to weep because he started seeing how sad these people were.
Yes.
Then said the Jews, behold how he loved him. The Jews knew how much he loved him. Jesus loved him. So Jesus began to show that out on the outside.
Yeah.
How many of y'all know when Jesus went to that cross, he began to love you? How many of y'all know there were some tears that were pouring down as he was dying on that cross? There was some weeping going on. There was some groaning in the spirit going on. There was some sadness going on because the people that Jesus Christ loved was crucifying him.
Yeah.
People that Jesus loved was crucifying him to death. But yet he still died on that cross.
Yeah.
He still died and took the pain. He still took the whips. He was mocked. My brothers and sisters, you got to understand, Jesus was criticized. He was mocked. He was talked about. He was slapped.
Yes.
Jesus Christ was made a fool.
Yes.
They treated Jesus like he was the scum of the earth. Did they not? But my brothers and sisters, Jesus Christ, as he got treated as the scum of the earth and died on that cross, he rose on that third day for you and me.
Yes.
So we got to keep that mindset that we should love Jesus because of what he has done for us. Because of what he has done for us on that cross, on Calvary. He was slaughtered on a tree for you and me.
Yes.
How many of y'all know that Jesus Christ weeping right now when we disobey him? When we disobey his command, Jesus Christ is weeping right now.
Yes.
He's weeping right now at our sins. He's weeping over my brothers and sisters. Ye are so little faith.
All right. All right.
Yes.
Jesus weeps every time that we commit a sin.
Yes.
Because he had already took the pain on the cross. But he yet forgive us. He yet says that I'm going to forgive you, my brothers and sisters. I'm going to forgive you because I am a forgiving Lord.
Yes. Yes.
I am the one who really loves you.
Amen.
Yes.
Unlike people in the world, they can say they love you, but yet they won't forgive you. They won't forgive you if you borrow $5 from them and don't give it back. They will take that to their grave.
There you go. All right. That's okay.
It'll be 20 and 30 some years later, and they still that same grudge that happened a long time ago.
There you go.
Yes.
But Jesus Christ, he forgives your sins and he will remember them no more.
Yes. Yes.
Jesus Christ died on that cross. He forgave you.
Man.
Many of us know that we don't have people that's willing to die for us. We don't have people that's really willing to die for us. That's willing to love us so much as Jesus did. Jesus loved Lazarus, Mary, and Martha so much that he began to weep when he saw how much they were weeping.
Yes.
He began to weep.
Yes, Lord.
But that's not the only time he wept, saints. He wept at that cross. Let's get back to the text, my brothers and sisters. Verse 37, and some of them said, could not this man which opened the eyes of the blind have caused that even this man should not have died? So some of them were asking, could Jesus have prevented him from dying? Yes, Jesus could have prevented them from dying. Jesus can do anything. He can do the impossible. Jesus is capable of any type of miracle. He already healed the blind. He already turned water into wine. He already healed the sick. He already cast out devils.
Yes.
Of course he can prevent someone from dying. Of course he can raise somebody from the dead. So we see here in verse 38, Jesus therefore again groaning in himself, coming to the grave. It was a cave and a stone laid upon it. So Jesus therefore, he was walking to the grave and he was still groaning in the spirit. He still had a sound of pain. He still had some pain in his spirit as he was going to the grave. And then it says right here, Jesus said, take ye away the stone. So he told the people to take away the stone. So evidently there was a stone that was covering up the grave where he was laid at.
Yes. Yes.
So nobody could get to it. So they took away the stone. Martha, the sister of him that was dead, said unto him, Lord, about this time he stinketh, for he had been dead 4 days. This right here is very critical. Martha said he stinks. He has a bad odor, in other words, because he's been dead for 4 days. Been dead for 4 days. Lazarus dead is 4 days. Many of us, we don't look at physically dead, but many of us have been dead for so long. Many of us have been walking around dead for so long because we have been without Christ.
Yes. Yes.
Many of us have been walking around dead for so long because we have been without Christ.
Yes.
My brothers and sisters, the Bible tells us, if we are within Christ, we shall not die, but shall live. Let's continue reading. Verse 40, Jesus said unto her, I said not unto thee that if thou wouldest believe, thou shouldest see the glory of God. Then they took away the stone from the place where the dead was laid. And Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, Father, I thank thee that thou hast heard me.
Yes.
So Jesus hears, he's thanking his Father in heaven that he has heard him. But let's go to verse 42. And I knew that thou hearest me always, but because of the people which stand by, I said it, that they might believe that thou hast sent me.
Yes.
So Jesus said to his Father, he said, I knew that you hear me always, but I said this at this particular time, appropriate time, so that the people here around me shall believe that you sent me.
Yes. Yes.
Because you got to remember, Jesus Christ was around during the time when many people had doubts about who he was. Many people doubted that he was the Messiah, the Son of God. Jesus at all times had to make himself known through the works that he did, to the miracles he performed. So let's go to verse 43. And when he thus had spoken, he cried with a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth. So we begin seeing what Jesus is about to do here. And he that was dead came forth, bound hand and foot with grave clothes, and his face was bound about with a napkin. Jesus said unto them, loose him and let him go.
Yes.
So Jesus raised up Lazarus from the dead. In the grave clothes, he told them to take the grave clothes off, loose him and let him go. So we see here that even though he was dead for 4 days, he was still capable of delivering him from death. He was still capable of raising him up from the dead. Even after he was stinking, he had a bad odor for 4 days. He was still able to deliver him from the death. This man evidently must have had a relationship with Jesus. He must have had a relationship with Jesus for Jesus to be weeping over his death. To be weeping yet deliver him from death after being laid in the grave for 4 days.
Yes.
Evidently, this man must have had a relationship with Jesus.
Yes.
Many of us can't say that. Many of us people in the world cannot say that this could happen to us. But y'all know when Hezekiah prayed to the Lord, when the prophet out there told him that he was going to die, Hezekiah prayed to the Lord. Remember what I've been doing for you for years. And God said, oh, yeah, I remember my faithful servant. I'm going to give you 15 more years to live. God bless Hezekiah with 15 more years to live. Yes. I believe it's Isaiah chapter 38.
Yes, yes.
I believe that's the chapter. He gave him 15 more years to live because he had a relationship with Jesus. Yes. That's how we got to think, my brothers and sisters. Yes. You got to have a relationship with Jesus so strong that God will begin to work miracles on behalf of you. Yes. God will begin to pour out blessings because of you.
Yes, Lord.
Yes.
That's a God that really loves you. That's a God who really loves you. If you really love God, if you really got that relationship with Jesus, he can turn your sad day into a good day.
Yes, Lord. Yes.
God would do what he did with Moses and Israel as they crossed the Red Sea. He turned a sad day into a good day. Oh, they were running from the Pharaoh and his chariots. And guess what happened? God split the Red Sea. He allowed them to pass through.
Yes.
Yes, Lord.
God delivered Israel out of bondage.
Yes, yes.
He turned a sad day into a good day.
Yes, Lord.
We got to understand, Jesus Christ is the same one who fed the 5,000.
All right.
2 fish and 5 loaves of bread.
All right. Yes.
He turned a sad day into a good day. Even with the wine. A lot of people forget about what he did with the wine. That was his first miracle. He turned water into wine after they was begging for wine. Because it was gone. He turned water into wine.
Yes, Lord.
So we got to understand that the miracles that Jesus had done up to the time where he raised Lazarus from the dead, he did those things because he wanted to get glorified.
Yes.
Jesus had to get glorified. In order for him to get glorified, he had to perform miracles so people could see the glory of God.
Yes, Lord. Yes, yes.
And so, my brothers and sisters, today I just want to encourage you to remember that God will turn your sad day into a good day.
Yes, yes.
Don't walk around allowing the devil to stop you, to allow the devil to depress you or stress you out.
Yes.
Many of us, it's time out for all that nonsense.
Yes.
Allowing the devil to rise up so far that he begin to stress you and depress you.
Yes.
Yes.
You got to let God to work on you. You got to let God to deliver you. You got to let God to comfort you. If God is your protector, your provider, your deliverer, you got to start walking and talking like that. You got to say, Lord Jesus, I know that you are my provider, my healer, my forgiver, my deliverer. I know right now, Jesus, that you are capable of anything.
Yes, Lord.
Yes.
I trust you, Lord.
Yes, Lord.
I need you, Lord.
Yes.
How many of us need the Lord Jesus?
Yes.
If we need the Lord Jesus, you got to raise and lift your hands up to God and say, Lord, I need you to do my situation.
You, Lord.
When it get bad, tough times get hard. And
Yes, Lord. Yes, yes.
when it's hard sometimes to even get up out of the bed in the morning. When your body is aching and pain, say, Lord, I need you.
Yes, Lord.
Yes.
And believe so, if you have a relationship with Jesus, God will come to your aid.
Yes.
Yes.
He will come to render your aid like he did with Lazarus. He will come render your aid.
My. Yes.
As we are battling through temptation and struggling with all different types of evils,
Yes, yes.
drop on those knees and pray to the Lord. And God will hear your cry.
Yes, yes.
If you are really sincere in your heart that you want deliverance, God is capable of giving you deliverance.
Yes.
But you have to have a sincere heart. You have to really be sincere about what you are believing.
Yes.
Because the Bible teaches us, believe and you shall see. So you must believe and have faith.
Yes.
And you will reap the blessings that you so long for.
Yes, Lord. Yes, yes.
But we got to understand, my brothers and sisters, as I close, that God will turn your sad day into a good day.
Yes, Lord.
He turned Martha and Mary's sad day into a good day.
Yes, yes.
They were weeping. They were crying. over their brother's death. They knew what Jesus was capable of. They said it to his face.
Yes.
If you were here, my brother would not have died.
Yes, Lord.
And because Jesus and who he is and what he's capable of, he had to fulfill the blessing.
Yes, yes.
He had to perform a miracle so that the people that was there would witness him being the Son of God.
Yes.
If you need Jesus, my brothers and sisters, come right now.
Yes, Lord.
The doors of the church are open.
Yes, Lord.
If you need prayer, you just come stand.